All right. Yeah, look, I'll just start off by, I'm sure, everybody at this point in time is aware that we traded Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to the Eagles. I want to say this. I want to say that was not an easy decision. I love Chauncey. He's been a big part of what we've been able to do here, specifically defensively, a big part of our organization for the last 3 years. And certainly we wish him the best. We wouldn't have done that if we didn't feel extremely confident in the group that we have. We feel like the defensive backfield was one of the deeper positions that we had. And we had a chance to acquire some more assets. And so that's the decision that we made. So, look, I don't want this to kind of be the press conference about the trade. And so I've kind of addressed that, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions in terms of, where we're going moving forward with the football team and all those kinds of things. But we're kind of focusing on, look, we got a lot of things we have to do over the next couple hours. There's a lot of guys that I have to talk to, a lot of moves that have to be made. So that's kind of where the focus is right now.
Do you have a natural feel for who goes in that slot moving forward?
Yeah. I feel like we've got several options to go into that slot. So, again, I feel like the players that we have in the building right now are perfectly capable of performing at a very high level for us.
Was the trade related to his contract situation?
You know what? I think we're just going to let that go, and it was just an opportunity for us to do what we felt like would help our team.
Dennis, I got to ask for a player of that magnitude, do you think you got fair value?
We felt like we made the deal that we needed to make, and we felt like that was the best thing for our football team.
Do you long-term is Atlanta Taylor someone that you think could also play in the slot? I know that was
Well, look, I would say he's a guy that we feel good about. He's a guy that we're excited about working with. We got to get him back out on the practice field and healthy, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, I guess non-trade related. Like the depth of the team overall, as you're making the decisions on the roster, is it?
It's tough decisions. Tough decisions. There's a lot of good football players on this team, and so. Yeah, tough decisions, hard decisions, but that's certainly part of the business that we're in.
How have you seen Bradley Roby just grow in this defense since he got here last year?
Yeah, I think he's way more comfortable right now than where he was. Well, obviously at this time last year he wasn't even here, but yeah, I think specifically, he's done a really good job on the outside. There's been some real good competition at the corner position, and he's a guy that we feel extremely confident that we can put in the game and execute at a high level.
What's the timeline for the roster cuts? Like, is that happening now?
Yeah, all the moves have to be done by 3 o'clock our time today.
Right. Is it like going on now as we speak, or just kind of?
Well, not right now as we speak. It'll go on once I leave this meeting.
Well, you have assistants that have to talk to the players. I assume you're not.
Yeah, but that's the head coach's job.
If you don't mind me asking, do you bring in each guy and have a talk with each guy individually in a situation like that?
Yeah, pretty much. There may be a few that we visit with in more of a group setting, but for the most part, each individual player I want to make sure that I visit with.
How would you describe the last couple of days for you, coming to the decisions, including the Chauncey decision, but just the whole decision-making process in the last couple of days?
Yeah, look, complicated, difficult. There's a lot of thought that goes into every single decision that we make. We don't do anything haphazardly, and so kind of a lot of late nights trying to figure some things out.
Is it fair to say this is the deepest secondary you've had since you've been here? What would you say?
I'd say it's pretty deep. I'd say it's pretty good. I feel good about it. It's hard to compare to a bunch of different years or whatever. Have to go back through 12 years of being here to figure that out, but it's pretty good.
Dennis, just out of curiosity, why do you make the transactions after, like after your practices? What goes into that?
Well, I think there's a ton of things that happen, and there's up to the very last minute, there's all kinds of things that happen throughout the league, in terms of how you're going to manage your roster. And so we just felt like, let's keep going. Let's see what happens over the next. This was yesterday, over the next 24 hours, and then we'll make some moves.
Regarding the trade, did you guys call them or did they call you?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that either.
Dennis, do you worry about losing a guy with such a big personality like CJ Gardner-Jonson in that locker room on and off the field?
Look, I would tell you again, he's been a big part of what we've done here. I love the player, and these moves are not easy, but it was something that we felt like was, going to be a good move for us.
What do you feel about what Justin Evans has shown so far this offseason, and is he one of those players that could factor into?
Yeah, I think he could.
Coach, yesterday you spoke about like the difference between personal and business when it comes down to this week. How important, I know you obviously have the final say, but how important is the assistant coaches or the positional coaches in those final decisions?
Well, look, there's a process that we go through, and these are not one-person decisions, any of these. And when I say a process, I'm not just talking about, over the last 24 hours. I'm talking about from the very beginning to the guys that we brought on to the 90-man roster, and all the moves that we've made up to this point. There's a lot of discussion that takes place with the assistant coaches, with personnel. We meet together a ton, and everybody has a say. Everybody has a voice. And then ultimately it comes down to the decision makers to make the final decision. And that's, really the job that I'm in. Okay, guys, thanks.
Thank you, guys.